Alright, so Animal Crossing has been out for about 3 weeks now, and with that, the gaming community has a lot of questions, and probably the most common one is how to get rid of Animal Crossing villagers that you don't like. And because of that, a lot of videos have surfaced about ways to get rid of your villagers, but they're not actual like step-by-step methods. They're all just kind of things that you can do to like harass your villagers to get them to want to leave. And all of these videos about how to get rid of villagers aren't true. Like, and I'm gonna kind of explain that and also give you a step-by-step method to actually get rid of a villager. Like, it works. Like, maybe it's like a X amount of steps and then a villager will ask to leave. And before I get into that, I'm gonna kind of debunk all the other like harassment tactics that a lot of these other videos are saying to do, when in reality they actually don't do anything to get your villager to leave. And that's because getting rid of a villager is random. You can't single out a single villager to get rid of, and just through like trial and error and obviously playing the game, I've discovered that. And so I'm gonna go over that, but if you don't want to kind of hear that portion of it, feel free to skip ahead to the step by step, just so you can kind of start getting rid of your villagers. But you do have to be okay with the time skipping method. That's literally the only way to do this. So yeah, I'll get into like the debunking, I guess, of the other videos. Like, no shame to them. I mean, it's what like everybody thinks you have to do, but like it's not. Like, you literally just have to skip days. And yeah, it's like manipulating, I guess, the game to your favor, but like who cares? It's a video game. And I don't know. There's a lot of villagers that I didn't know how hard it would be to get rid of villagers, and without the time skipping method, you would have to wait like approximately like 30 real days a month. No, I'm not doing that. That's stupid. So, yeah, let's get into it. Yay! Okay, so to kind of clarify how this method works and how Animal Crossing villagers move out, it's completely random. Like, there isn't one thing you could do to one villager or one thing less to do to another villager to make one move out. Like, it literally has nothing to do with anything. So like all these like harassment tactics actually don't work. In fact, they kind of work in an opposite kind of way for some of them. Like, for example, a villager will want to move out when they're lonely. So that means no interaction whatsoever, and they get like that little like depressed cloud above their head. So with one of the harassment tactics of hitting them with a net, it actually doesn't do anything. It does like the complete opposite. And the reason how I figured that out was because in trying to get rid of Anacotti, I would, beat the shit out of her with a net every day, and then I would also talk to other villagers to show her that I was ignoring her. But in hitting her with the net and talking to another villager, the other villagers were like, well, why are you talking to Anacotti so much? I'm jealous. Like, that was their verbiage. But, yeah, so hitting them with the net does the exact opposite of what you want to do. In fact, it, like, gives a better relationship, if that makes sense, because hitting them with the net twice before that dialogue starts where they're like, I'm upset with you, doesn't actually register as anything. Whereas if you hit them 3 times and they get really angry, you have to apologize. And so that counts as a positive interaction with that villager. So it doesn't do what you think it's doing. It's better for like building a relationship with them, which is really weird. And in doing that to Anacotti so much, she started sending me gifts and shit in the mail, and I was like, no, like, I don't want this from you, Anacotti. Anyway, so hitting villagers with nets doesn't work. The other thing is Isabelle. So everybody's like, oh, report to Isabelle every day. And that also doesn't do what you think it's doing. It's not like getting them to leave the island. So with Isabelle, you can either report what somebody's wearing, and then you can report what they're saying. So both of these options do is when you report what the villager is wearing, what that basically does is it resets their closet. So if they have any custom clothes that you've put up in the shop or somebody else has put up in the shop, it'll reset their wardrobe to their original options. And I believe every villager comes with 3. So that's reset. That's done. And the same thing goes for if you don't like what they're saying, that option, it resets the custom speech that you gave them. So if you have a really good relationship with your villager and you make them say something as their little like catchphrase, you can erase that and put it back to normal. So reporting to Isabel literally doesn't do anything. And, just another thing, your relationship with the villagers also doesn't mean anything. Like, yes, they feel lonely, they'll have less interaction, but it doesn't have anything to do with them leaving. And the reason why I know this method is random is, or like not even the method, but like getting rid of a villager if they want to leave is random, because I have one villager, Stitches, who I give gifts to every day, talk to him every day. Like that whole shebang. Like we have a really great like in-game relationship. He wanted to leave one day for no reason, and so that's why I know that it's like probably like a random generator or something as to who wants to leave. So yeah, that's how it works. So let's get into the actual step-by-step method. And unfortunately, again, you can't like pick the villager that's going to leave. You just have to kind of do this until the one that you want wants to leave, which for me, I'm trying to get rid of like 5 villagers. So normally like if there's one that I don't like, they'll want to leave, so it's not that big of a deal. So let's get into it. Woo! Okay, so get all loaded into the game. There's Julian. Oh, as you can see, somebody moved into my house because I actually just got rid of a villager yesterday to retest this method, and I got Tutu on an island. So I was already on the first, and I had already opened my game, which is why Isabel didn't give me my announcements. So just kind of look around. There's Chow. There's Soleil. Kix is here. So yeah, nobody wants to leave. And when they want to leave, they're normally in the plaza or they're around your plaza. So that's the only place that you'll kind of have to look. And then so just save and end. And then once it says save complete, you can actually just close the software right from there. So you don't have to like actually go into anything else. And it's really important that you close the software, because if you don't close the software, then none of the days can be changed. So you have to make sure you close the software before changing the days, or it doesn't actually do anything. Not that it makes a difference, you just have to kind of like restart. And then we're going to skip 10 days. Reopen. And then check again. Normally on the first 10-day skip, nobody will want to leave, but it kind of sets the pace for, oh, you haven't showed up in 10 days. And then, yeah, so we'll let this load in, and then we'll just do a quick check. Cool, and you'll know the day skip was successful when Isabel gives you announcements, because that's mean it's technically a new day. Then we'll go give a quick little look. Apple's running around, Chow's here, but nobody wants to leave yet. So yeah, so generally on the first 10 days that you skip, nobody will want to leave. It'll just kind of be the same. So then save and leave. cancel out. And then you're going to want to skip another 10 days. So the last time I did this, this is where one of my villagers did want to leave. So it could happen here halfway through the month. And this is why I always check, because when you have to load into the game anyways for time to pass, and then you save and close out, but there have been many times where I've been like skipping even like one day at a time, and then all of a sudden somebody wants to leave. So yeah. And one thing to note kind of with doing the day skips is if you register 10 days skipping, it only counts for 1 day in Animal Crossing, meaning like for resets. Like, for example, if you watered all your plants and then you did like a 10-day skip, it wouldn't register as like 10 days for things to grow. It would only register as 1 day to grow, although it will that you've been gone for 10 days. Because it does account to the last time you logged in as to how many days, but resetting the time will only do the resets for the island once. Then we'll go give a little look. You're not supposed to run through flowers, but like whatever. On a mission. And then, oh, okay, so this is also perfect too. I was hoping this would happen. So on the day that is, it's Saturday, for KK Slider to show up, nobody will want to leave on a KK Slider day, and nobody will want to leave on the fishing tournament either. That's one thing that I have noticed. So although this happened on like the mid-month, that's okay because by the end of the month, so on like the 30th day or the 31st day, there should be a villager that'll want to move out basically. So how it works is every 10 days you basically check in, and then the 30th day or by the end of the month a villager will want to move out. And again, that is completely random, so you don't have control over that. And that's also why I know this thing in wanting villagers to move out is random because it is like there's no, as you can see, I didn't interact with any one of my villagers, and then we'll see here that there will be a villager that'll want to move out. Blah blah blah, Isabel talking about nothing. So then by the 30th day skip or the end of the month, when you load into the game and go check in on the plaza, there should be a villager who will want to move out. But you can't decide. It'll just be like one random one. So you just have to kind of keep doing this until it's a villager that you like. Or don't like. I mean, one that you want to leave. So Apple's there. I also saw on my loading screen that a lot of the villagers were out, so I'm gonna check around the plaza just in case, because sometimes they're like over here because of the like range. Oh, actually, Okay, see, Stitches wants to move out. And you'll see he has a little depressive bubble above his head. And this is why I know that the villager wanting to move out will be random. Because I give everything to Stitches. See, so he wants to leave. Which makes no sense because I always do stuff for Stitches. This is an opportunity to kind of build a relationship with a villager that you do like, though. So obviously I'm going to say please stay because he's so fucking cute. But there you have it. Proof is in the pudding, and Stitches, for some reason, wants to leave, where I gift him stuff all the time. We have a good relationship. So, yeah. Look, he's so happy now. Okay, so there you have it, a step-by-step tutorial in getting rid of your Animal Crossing villagers, as well as kind of debunking the methods that a lot of videos are putting out. Not to say that they aren't, like, I don't want to throw, like, shade, but I'm like, it's not correct. there's certainly a method to it, but it's not what these videos are kind of pushing for. So to kind of go over how the method works, which I will also be putting a little written step-by-step down below, so it's a lot easier to follow potentially than like watching my video. So basically, villagers moving out is random. You can't control it. Your relationship with the villagers has nothing to do with it. Your interactions have nothing to do with it, and it has everything to do with time skipping. So I condone time skipping because without it, you would be waiting like 30 real human days to get rid of fucking Anacotti, which if I had to do that, I would have blown my brains out. So use this method. If you do, let me know which villager you want to get rid of in the comments, share it with people, because I don't see anybody else doing this. Get rid of the villagers. Okay, have fun with Animal Crossing. Hope you love it as much as I do, and also if you want to add me, just let me know.